Hello, everybody. Oh, that was nice. The light turned on. I'm at Joy International Travel, um, and it's actually kind of busy in this area. It's after midnight on a Friday evening. I can't sleep, and I'm doing that thing of. I used to do this a lot where I just can't sleep and I just take very long walks because I'm very emotional about something. That's the other thing. I can't sleep, and if I can't sleep and I'm not emotional, I'll just lie in bed. Um, so, uh, here's what's going on. I guess this is just going to be a message to the populace. Wanted to maybe make this a Marco Polo for someone in particular, but funny thing about my Marco Polo, so earlier this week I have an American burner phone that I installed Marco Polo to, and I stopped. I canceled that phone number with the service provider because I am not going to pay to have an American phone line while I'm in China. It's just not an expense I need to incur, especially since it was kind of a burner phone line that I only intended to use while I was a COVID refugee. So now we're at a bit of an impasse. Oh, here's a crosswalk. Okay. Anyway, so that burner phone, it's really bad about getting gunk in the charging port. Like, it's very sensitive, and if it detects gunk in the charging port, or moisture as it puts it, but I think moisture would flow out of a charging port if you put the phone a certain way, and this moisture never seems to get out. Anyway, so it won't charge, and I have not been able to access Marco Polo because of it. So that was a bummer. But I was like, okay, well, I have a phone guy who fixes this, because this is not the first time that's happened, but he's in Hainan. I'm not opposed to just mailing my American phone to Hainan and then having it mailed back to me, but I don't want to have to burden a friend with my errands or ask somebody. It seems like a kind of unnecessary thing. So I asked around if anyone knew anyone who did phones, and when I'm like, what is this? Well, I thought it was a succulent, but actually it might be like a sedum of some manner. I don't know. Anyway, or maybe a crassula. I don't think it's a crassula. Anyway, so I had to find somebody to fix a phone, and I talked to my coworkers about it, and one of them said, oh yeah, I'll fix it, or let me see it. He didn't say I'll fix it. So I did let him see it, and he did manage to get it to charge somehow. Oh, look at that, this pharmacy is open right now. Kind of makes me want to try to buy some masks, because I have ran out of masks that are clean to use, and I'm gonna need one at work tomorrow. But I think I'll just wear an old mask in and then buy more when I get there. Anyway, I Where was I going with this? Okay, so yeah, he managed to get the charging port clean, but somehow he did a factory reset on the phone, and so now anything I had saved on there or any apps I had installed are totally gone. And I think because it's not finding a service carrier, it won't even let me reinstall Android with like Wi-Fi. So that phone it's a brick at this point. It's totally not able to do anything. Okay, so I have a Chinese phone and I just didn't install Marco Polo on it because I had it on my American phone. So, and the Chinese phone is what I'm using right now. So I installed Marco Polo on this phone and tried to make an account. And the whole like I expected them to kind of have a thing to click to say, do you already have an account with us? If so, click here to sign in. There was nothing like that. And after sending some strongly worded emails and what have you, I did figure out that your account is tied to your phone number. So I had to figure out what phone number I had for that burner phone, and I did. Though it wasn't easy. The other thing is my computer isn't working. The other day I just tried to boot it and it's getting no power. I'm assuming the cheap power supply that I used isn't working. And the same coworker said he would look at it for me. I'm sorry, you're done looking at things. Funny thing about Joe, that coworker, he looks a lot like Dwight Schrute, and he kind of acts like Dwight Schrute, except when he's around kids, when he's like, he becomes this giant circus clown teddy bear, like the exact opposite of Dwight Schrute. And he's really great with kids, and it's really fun to watch. And that's like, it's hard for me not to be furious with Joe right now, but at the same time, it's hard for me not to like Joe, because he's a cool guy. He just got back at work this week because he had a daughter or son. I don't actually remember which, but so he's been on paternity leave, and look at this. Okay, there's no way you're going to be able to see that. Oh yeah, you kind of can. See, this is the kind of stuff that, like, before I moved to China, I thought, okay, that's just a stereotype. You don't just see stuff like that when you're walking around in China. It just feel like whatever you expected China to be, it is not that, Anyway, so and by the way, another thing I wanted to mention, like, it's actually kind of concerningly easy to put the phone in factory reset, because I was trying to figure out how to undo a factory reset, and all you have to do to put it in, like, if the phone is off, all you have to do is hold the power button and the volume up and volume down buttons, and that will bring you up to a screen that says, do you want to completely put your phone in factory reset? And if you do volume up, your phone is now brand new. And if you do volume down, then it goes away. Like, it's the kind of thing you could totally see someone doing on accident, especially if they don't know what they're doing. If they just had a kid, so they're probably not getting a lot of sleep. It's not in their first language. Like, whatever, you know, I'm not too upset with, well, I am actually furious with Joe, but I understand. Okay, so anyway, that's been going on, and I've just been furious about everything related to life. You know, I keep having to go to Shanghai to visit the woman I'm dating, and like, I've gone to Shanghai 10 times at least now, and every time there's some silly thing that is counterintuitive that manages to screw me on the trip. And I have no idea where I am. But there's a very big massage parlor across the street. I should try to remember where that is, because I might want a massage sometime. And you know, in the town where I used to live, massage parlors were everywhere, but they're kind of hard to come by here. That one looks kind of expensive, but it's been my experience that with massages you get what you pay for. I've gone for some cheap ones, and actually I just went for a cheap one a couple of weeks ago, and it felt great at the time, but then the next like 2 or 3 days, every time I bent my knees, it was just excruciating. So I think maybe they tweaked something they shouldn't have tweaked. Okay, so Shanghai traveling is just, it seems like there's always something, and at least half the time it's something that I should have known better, but you know, knowing that it's my fault doesn't make me any less emotional about the situation. That's if anything, it makes me more emotional, because then I'm like, why do I keep fucking up about very simple things that humans tend to be able to get right the first time? This last time was Thursday morning. I did get this park. I think, is it just a pavilion? It kind of looks like maybe there's a bathroom back there. I don't know. I'm not gonna go explore in there. Found out that parks actually close at a certain point, so I don't want to get in trouble for going to a park after closing time. Anyway, so, okay, come on. What were we talking about? Travel. Oh, okay, so this last time I was actually at the hospital, and I found an awesome hospital, because hospitals in China are a little bit terrifying, you know? Like, when you're at a hospital, you're very vulnerable, and just not being able to speak the same language as anyone at a hospital is, in and of itself, fucking scary, because you don't know what's going on. But, like, I've seen piles of medical waste just sitting there. Hospitals are always filthy. There's always, like, just, you know, people who clearly need to get medical attention now or they're going to die, like all just kind of hanging out together, and they'll like be in a waiting room with you, and you're like, no, this person doesn't have time to be in a waiting room. And smoking in hospitals is very common. I won't say it happens in every hospital, but it's common enough to be really an issue, which is gross. Like, I hate smoking. And have your doctor be puffing away and offer you a cigarette, and you're like, eh. Anyway, so I found a really nice hospital where everyone speaks English and it's clean, and it reminds me of what you would want from a hospital in the USA. And so I got done there. I got done at exactly 10 o'clock, I know, because I checked my phone. And Shanghai has, to the best of my knowledge, 3 train stations. There's Shanghai Hongqiao. I'm definitely saying that wrong. There's Shanghai Railway Station, which is much easier to say. And there's South Shanghai Railway Station, which is also easier to say. And so I have always tried to go to Shanghai Railway Station because Shanghai Hongqiao is also a major subway station and an airport. So there's just a lot going on, and it's hard to, like, an airport is hard to find your way around in. That's just an airport. And then they put 2 other major travel centers on top of that. Not a fan. Well, it turns out Shanghai Hongqiao is not, there's no direct line from there to Jiaxing, which, okay. So I had to take the subway to Shanghai Hongqiao, and that was actually kind of a pain in the butt too. There was a point where I got on the wrong direction of the train, which is another one of those things where it's like, God, like, normal people don't make these mistakes. I hate this. But also, like, the line, and I took a photograph of this, the line that goes to Shanghai Hongqiao, it forks. It doesn't separate into 2 lines. It's the same line, but it goes in 2 different directions, and you just have to check the train as you get on to make sure it's going to the right one. It's a very odd system. So anyway, I did manage to, do okay once I got to Shanghai Hongqiao, except I don't think I got a fast train. So I was about 2 hours late to work on Thursday, and I hate being late to anything, so nobody seemed to really care, so I was kind of okay with it, but I didn't like it. And the thing is, like, I specifically thought it would be easy to go from Jiaxing to Shanghai. Like, I thought I would be able to pop over there for a couple hours after work, and I have not found a way to efficiently get there and back. And I can spend my weekends there and get a hotel, but that's really expensive, and I don't want to do it. So, this, I guess it's a restaurant, has donkeys on it? I don't think. Like, can you see that? You can kind of see it, like right there. I don't think donkey meat is a thing in China. Have I seen a donkey in China? I don't think so. I've barely seen horses. Anyway. Yeah. So, that's kind of where I'm at with everything that's going on in my life. I've been living in a temporary apartment, and they keep telling me, oh, you're going to move out soon. Oh, you're going to move out soon. And I think it's finally true. I think we're finally going to move me into a permanent, or a more permanent, I should say, residence on Tuesday. I'm doing this sight unseen, which is a little scary. The coworker has sent me pictures and it looks okay, but it's actually, in my humble opinion, really difficult to tell how good a place is from photographs. So we'll see. The one thing that I made sure they checked on is that it has a nice shower, because the shower I have right now is not very nice, and showers are, I would say, almost a luxury in parts of China. Like, they're not something that, it's not something that you take for granted as being in every apartment. And nice showers really aren't. And a nice shower improves the quality of one's life so much. It's something I wish I could do right now, but right now, my shower drain is also the drain for my washing machine, and it's very clogged up with lint, and I've tried to unclog it, and it hasn't worked. So, I mean, I could still take a shower, but it wouldn't be a nice shower. I like how I'm waiting at a crosswalk at fucking 1 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's a couple of cars here and there, but anyway, I guess that's everything I wanted to say. I don't think I'll be doing this kinda Serpent ZA style walking around China with my phone talking to myself video ever again. I might. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing things up to a kind of caliber that I want to. I mean, if I could start my own reaction YouTube channel, that'd be a lot of fun. But at the same time, I know that's a lot of work, and it's an oversaturated market. It's not something like every YouTube channel is always like, oh, Patreon, and I don't want to be like that. So that's kind of, and okay, time out. There's nothing wrong if you want to ask people to support you on Patreon. You know, that's what you have to do to make it as a professional YouTuber. I get it. I don't want to have to do that for money, but at the same time I want to create YouTubes so I can, wax philosophically about the Golden Girls for an hour and a half, like all those YouTube channels that I love watching. But that actually takes a lot more work than you might think. So, there you go. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is wrap this up, and I'm just going to call a Didi to take me home. Didi is a Chinese rideshare app. Think Uber or Lyft, but those companies don't operate in China because of restrictions, and Didi does. Anyway, I'm going to sign off now. If you've watched this far, I feel like that's not a good choice. I don't think anyone should be listening to me for this long, but thank you, maybe? This building the doors are open. If I was in a better mood, I would just go see if I can figure out what's going on, but I'm emotionally at a very peak level right now already, and I'm not looking to go on adventures right now. Okay, that's it. Bye.